Hey gamers, I'm Amos McCandless and welcome back to the Guerrilla Report. We all know Gears of War 2 and we're all aware of the morbid awesomeness this game has to offer. Just recently, Epic Games released a new Dark Corners map pack which consists of 7 multiplayer maps and a never-before-seen deleted campaign chapter called Road to Ruin. Prepare for the gory goodness as the Guerrilla Report tackles the all-new Dark Corners DLC. Welcome to Memorial, a wide-range battle map taking place at a Tomb of the Unknowns. This map offers ideal gameplay for large parties and renders a great landscape for strategic gamers. Players will find themselves in a tug-of-war battle on this map, fighting over the Boomshot and Hammer of Dawn. But stay wary of those snipers because the wide-open courtyard offers an unheard of advantage. Gamers who just plan on running out guns blazing on Memorial will probably find themselves just getting pwned by more experienced Gears players who realize you should reserve that for close combat. The kind of gamers who find ease in that infamous melee to shotgun routine may have a more difficult time actually sneaking up on anyone in this map. You'll just end up looking like a noob, and we both know how that tends to go over in the gaming community. The next map Epic threw at us in Dark Corners is known as Allfather's Garden. The sacred memorial grounds of this map offer some awesomely explosive weapons, be it the torque bow, flamethrower, or boomshot. We liked Allfather's Garden a lot simply because of the map's powerful setting. It offers a lot of corners to hide around and a lot of BA weapons to destroy opponents with. And whether you view it as a pro or a con, this map is very symmetrical, so no matter where you spawn, you've got no more advantage than anyone on the other side of the map. The only real thing you've got to think about is which power weapon do you plan on fighting over. The action never seems to stop in this map as you find yourself being targeted from every direction. And whether you like this map because of its dark, eerie landscape or because it gives you the ability to use crazy weapons discreetly, we think you'll enjoy Allfather's Garden just as much as we did. Plus, to be honest with you, no creepy map is ever complete without a headless statue. When many gamers transitioned from the first Gears of War to the second, a few felt a little something was missing in the multiplayer. Welcome to War Machine, a map that pays homage to its original Gears of War predecessor. In War Machine, players will need to utilize this abandoned train station to their advantage to get ahead of opponents. And though there haven't been a whole lot of changes between this map and the previous map in Gears 1, there were definitely some things that caught our attention. Not only were ramps added into the map for easier mobilization, but a bluish tint was thrown into the map as well, probably intended to make it more ominous. We think it was a little bit unnecessary, but it didn't hurt our enjoyment of the map at all. As teams find themselves fighting over the Mulcher and various other power weapons, strategy will definitely come into play when evading shots from other platforms in the War Machine terminal. Overall a great map, and we're glad Epic decided to bring it back into the series. Next on the hit list for the Dark Corners DLC is Sanctuary. Though at first sight it's obvious that not much of a sanctuary still exists in this old temple, the chilling gravestones and dying trees add an effect to this map we've experienced in no other. Quickly sprint to the long-shot sniper rifle and use the crumbling temple to keep your leader safe in Guardian games. In Warzone, consider using old gravestones as cover to catch all the idiots off guard that are traversing the narrow pathways. Sanctuary kind of reminds us of what it would be like if Silent Hill ever tried to get into the business of making multiplayer maps. The hazy fog that sits on top of the fallen gravestones provides what seems like a great setting for some 1980s Thrasher movie, and is really an ideal place to spread locust carnage like confetti. Considering this map used to be a PC exclusive, it's great that Epic decided to throw it on the consoles and amp up the graphics, because Sanctuary is just too unique to pass up. Oh yeah, and didn't we mention that headless statue thing before? The fifth map in the new Dark Corners DLC is Highway. Now if any of you are about to say that this map resembles the Road to Ruin deleted campaign chapter, you'd be right. But we haven't hit that yet, so let's just focus on the multiplayer for now. Highway takes place deep in the Locust Hollow and really exemplifies what we're used to from the campaign mode. This dark dungeon-esque environment provides a dark playing field for players to wander around or get lost in. But don't get too lost because the winding paths allow a lot of leeway for people to sneak up on you from behind, which is why you should never split from your buddies in wingman games. This map has a lot of vantage points that allow people to ambush you out of nowhere, but yet on the other hand it also has a lot of vantage points that allow you to ambush them out of nowhere. We love this map because it combines some cool multiplayer into a setting familiar from the campaign. And whether you enjoyed the campaign or not, we think you'll have a good time mutilating some locust horrors on this complex playing field. Welcome to Way Station, the third railroad-based map added to Gears of War 2. After Tyro Station and the abandoned train terminal that is War Machine, we're not exactly sure why it was that Epic decided to add another station-type map to the franchise. Maybe it was because they're simply fun to play in, or maybe it was just to appease Cliff Lesinski's alleged railroad fetish. We don't know, but nevertheless, Way Station offers a lot to stealthier gamers out there. Attempting to navigate through dozens of grenades while simultaneously being ripped apart by some noob carrying a mulcher may not necessarily be your multiplayer paradise, and it wasn't ours either, so that's why sometimes we recommend resorting to being that noob carrying around the mulcher. because unless you're a very patient gamer, this is often a tempting route to take. This map is fairly easy to navigate and is pretty symmetrical, so again, you shouldn't have too much trouble finding weapons in this Dark Locust processing plant. The last multiplayer map added to the series is called Nowhere. Set in, well, the middle of nowhere, this fun map was really put together seamlessly. Dodge bullets by ducking behind rusty cars, and slowly march up the playing field to level out enemies one by one. When playing on Nowhere, keeping an organized team will definitely benefit you in the long run, as it provides a great setting to flank enemies from the sides. But before you get too caught up in the action, stay on the lookout for occasional dust storms, as they can provide good cover to change positions without being seen. Also, watch out for opponents camping on top of the buildings, because if one of them snacks a mulcher, it could turn your team into a pile of gore in a matter of seconds. This is another map where staying hidden is key, because the wide open road offers a little bit more of an advantage to the team sniping than it does to the team going Rambo. Now let's get to the most anticipated part of this map pack, the deleted campaign chapter. Road to Ruin takes place right after Dom found his wife Maria dead in the Locust Hollow and is based around the Cog's further descent towards the Locust Queen. After listening to Cliff Blazinski's explanation of how chapters ever get deleted from games in the first place, you get to choose your path, stealth or guns blazing. By going stealth, you get to don some Theron armor as you try to sneak your way past the highway guards. Lurking deeper and deeper into the hollow, you will encounter a lot of levers that allow you to gain access to the next sections of the bridge. After being faced with a Locust torture facility, a nasty Brumac, and a few uneasy enemies, you meet up with a good old friend from Gears 1. And though we're not going to be killjoys and tell you who he is, we think that you should be able to take a rough guess from what we are able to show you. By going guns blazing in the beginning, you will follow roughly the same path, just with a little less sneaking around, a little more chopping up enemies. We love this deleted campaign chapter, and though it seemed like it could never last long enough, we think you'll get a lot out of playing it. The Dark Corners map pack is a great download for any hardcore Gears fan, and though the $15 price tag is a bit hefty when being compared to a lot of other DLCs nowadays, considering how you're getting 7 new maps and a campaign edition, we think it may be worth taking a look at. If you're an even bigger Gears fan than that, consider checking out the All Fronts edition, which not only includes the Dark Corners map pack, but also has the Flashback, Combustible, and Snowblind DLCs thrown into it as well. As far as map packs go, we're going to give Gears of War 2's Dark Corners a 9.0 out of 10. I'm Amos McCandless reporting to you from the front lines of gaming.